This is a follow-up to the comparison video we were doing before, so if you just came across this, you'll also want to see the comparison we did between the Kawasaki, a couple different models there, a Richter Edge, and a Crash jet ski, and basically some basics on hull design and handling. So on the Superjet here, let's start like we did it with the rest of the comparison videos, and you've got 19 inches in the back here. And the front hull design, where it hits the water line when you're riding, is at 20 inches. Do take a note, this is a much deeper V to the bottom of this hull than some of the other models. The handle pull does come down around the back, much like the other stock models like the Kawasaki. And so it makes it easier for beginners to learn to get up on these things. When the handle pulls back, however, it does make it some poor handling because your weight is shifted back. This is a 17 Superjet. It does have kind of a heavy hood and it's a high center of gravity in my opinion. And they had some other models. The pre-08 had a different bottom to the hull and it was a little easier to spin around and get loose. And then they had a FX1 from 94 to 95, which is a different hull again. And then they had a square nose before 96. And so some slightly different models there. But most of the bottom design is still kind of a narrow design. Now we'll have a look at the engine here. But before we do that, here's the tray. Looking at 13 inches wide and 32 inches long. Very similar to what the other ones were running. So here's a look underneath the hood, and the disappointments are basically this huge pipe section, which most people will wind up removing anyways and putting in a B pipe and a lightened flywheel and a few other small tricks to get some performance out of these 7.0 engines because they just weren't very big or powerful in stock format. They are fairly easy to work on the rest around the rest of it. They do have a battery up here though if you're running lead acid, and a full gas tank. It will make the ski a bit nose heavy. But because the hood is so tall and it's cut down low here, it makes getting in and around it a little easier than some of the ones that have the engines crammed way down in lower. So that pretty much concludes this quick, very quick little overview between the jet skis, and be sure to watch that other video with the comparison between the other three we talked about. And hopefully you find this information useful, and hit like, hit subscribe, and we'll bring you some more.